Hey there guys, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be telling you why Sonic Forces is not going to be that great, or at least that groundbreaking, or that good of a game in general. I don't think it's going to be totally awful, not worth buying, but I do believe it's not going to be what saves the Sonic franchise, as a lot of people, or the modern Sonic franchise, as a lot of people are claiming. Anyways, I'm just going to be reacting, in air quotes, to this video called Why Sonic Forces Will Be One of the Best Sonic Games. I'm going to be saying why some of his points are wrong, I guess. I mean, a lot of it is his opinion, and this guy is entitled to his opinion, so please don't send any hate to this guy. He can think what he wants about the game. I'm not going to stop him. I think it's a fairly well-structured video. He goes over his points pretty well. But I'm just going to be going over my thoughts of the game while kind of reacting to this or whatever. So let's go.
Today I'm just going to be discussing my thoughts on Sonic Forces and why I think it will be a good game and probably one of the best Sonic games ever. The custom character. In my opinion, the custom character is a great idea. Honestly, it really is just like Deviant the Hedgehog. It's basically your own OC character. It's your own OC just being brought to life. And it'll be interesting to see how the custom character is going to affect the story in the game. And yeah, I just think it's a really good idea, and I think it's something new that isn't really bad. But I guess as I'm making this video, people kind of had mixed feelings on the custom character and about the Wisp-ons and stuff.
Alright, the custom hero. This is quite the controversial topic. I think it's okay, I guess. I don't really like it that much, but a lot of the fan base makes OCs and stuff, and I think it was a smart move by Sega to add this in. In the video, this guy is saying he's wondering how the custom hero is going to affect the story. But you see, that's another small nitpick I have with the custom hero, because it's not like this isn't a character that they're going to be able to bring back in other Sonic games after this one, because he's totally different depending on what this is. And they can't really give him any character. I doubt the custom hero is going to even talk at all. I think he was kind of just thrown in there as one of the gimmick things. I think it's just going to kind of be a blank slate that they're just going to use for story purposes, but he's not really going to have much character, which I don't really like. Well thought out characters has not really always, but a lot of the characters that have been introduced into the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, yeah, there's a lot of them, but if you show me any of them, I along with any other moderate Sonic fan, could probably tell you who they were, because they all have separate characters and they all do different things. But this custom hero isn't going to have any emotions, I bet. It doesn't really seem like it. But yeah, I just don't like how he's not going to be able to fit into Sonic games after this one, or really have any emotions at all. I mean, obviously he's going to have emotions, but you know what I mean.
And let me get into another minor reason about why Sonic Forces will be good. Another reason being that I like how the Wisps are actually becoming a part of the Sonic universe, rather than being like a one-time thing from Sonic Colors. Just like in games such as Mario, where the power-ups are part of the franchise, like the mushroom, flower and stuff. The Wisps are sort of like that. So you have the laser wisp and everything. And the Wisp-ons for the custom character, it makes him unique, which is another reason why I think the custom character would be a good idea.
Okay, the Wisps. He says that he wants them to become a recurring thing in the Sonic franchise. That's great and all, but did he play Sonic Lost World? They tried to bring back Wisps in that, and it failed. They added the music wisp, and it was slow, hard to use, and made no sense. They also added that one with the gyroscope thing, and it was an eagle or something, and it was really hard to control and didn't even work half the time. And a lot of the other wisps just didn't work as expected, from what I've heard. I think wisps were kind of like Sonic Colors thing, like the Werehog was Sonic Unleash's thing, and I'm not saying that Sonic games having things are good, but I mean, it was their thing. Would you like to see the Werehog come back in Sonic games after this one? I think that the Wisps are being executed kind of okay in this game. The one issue I have about the Wispons is, oh my gosh, these things are overpowered. Have you seen how quickly this can kill 20 plus badniks just like that? They're all dead. They're all gone. They're dead now. I feel like killing enemies shouldn't be a chore that you have to do to get past a certain section, or they're just kind of there as a distraction. And that's what it seems a lot like in Sonic Forces, because you can defeat them so easily. And I mean, you can defeat enemies fairly easy in every Sonic game, but there's so many just littered around Sonic Forces from what we've seen, and they're everywhere, and they're so easy to defeat, and there is no satisfaction when you kill an enemy, which I don't think that's how it should be.
And now let's get on to my main reason of why Sonic Forces will be good. The tag team stages.
Oh boy.
Honestly guys, the tag teams, the gameplay, what you're seeing now of the tag team stages, it looks amazing. Honestly, it kind of brings back the Heroes gameplay in a way, due to the fact that you're playing as two characters as once. And yeah, it's sort of like a fusion between Sonic Advance 3, because you had a partner character in that game as well, and also Sonic Heroes, where you play as three characters as once, basically.
But it's not like Sonic Advance 3, because you can't pick who your true partners are. It's just the custom hero, which I guess you can pick and create and stuff, and modern Sonic. This also doesn't really feel like Sonic Heroes that much, because in Sonic Heroes, there was a different character for different things. There was a flight character, a power character, and a speed character. In this, there's kind of just an amalgamation of their abilities together, and I'm not saying it's bad, their moveset and stuff, but it's not like Sonic Heroes. Also, once again, there are enemies everywhere in this level, this tag team level specifically, that you can take out super easily because of Sonic and your custom heroes combined moveset. It's just look at this. There's so many enemies being killed, and this level looks so easy, and ugh. This entire game in general actually just looks super easy, and I know easy games isn't exactly a bad thing. Like, I really like Kirby games, and all of those are easy, but this just seems like you beat a stage, it's not really that satisfying, you just want to move on to the next one, and then do that one, move on. Everything just goes by so quickly, and it seems so simple to get through. There's no challenge, so there's no satisfaction, because there was no challenge to overcome in the first place.
But yeah, I think it's a good idea for that, for the tag teams, because from what we've seen in this gameplay, what you're watching right now in the tag team gameplay, the levels are non-linear. This is what I've been wanting for a long time. Honestly, this gameplay to me, it looks like another form of the adventure gameplay, if I'm gonna be honest, guys.
Oh my gosh, okay, this is one of the biggest problems I have with this video. The levels are linear. What? Alright, here I'm gonna show you a slightly sped up version of this entire tag team level taken from IGN. This first part, where up until where they double boost, and throughout the double boost section, before they go into the power plant or whatever thing, this whole thing is extremely linear. There is basically nowhere you can go besides stick to the path. Then there's this free falling section, which is linear, obviously. And then now that we're in this factory sort of thing, this power plant sort of thing, it's still linear. Basically throughout this whole level, I see two paths. There's the normal path that you can kind of take on the ground, and then, if you're using the Lightning Wisp, you can just light speed dash across the rings at the top. Those seem like the only two paths, and I don't know where he's seeing any other paths, but this whole level seems extremely linear, which, I don't know. He says it kind of seems like the adventure formula, which it sort of is like the adventure formula, but Sonic Adventure wasn't as linear as this. There was always a place that you could kind of just jump back, and there was always a place that you could just go and explore a bit, and there were a couple item boxes there. It was definitely not as exploration driving as the classic games were. Also, he's saying that the adventure formula from Sonic Adventure 2 and 1 are the same, which is not true. Sonic's gameplay in Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 are totally different. Adventure 2 is mainly speed oriented, where you just go really fast through the levels and there really isn't any secrets anywhere. Whereas with Sonic Adventure 1, there was at least some level of exploration.
In my opinion, it actually does. It feels like Sega or Sonic Team is finally reviving the adventure type gameplay in a way, yeah. And honestly, this is what I've been wanting for a long time. Because they really had something going in Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and by bringing back that gameplay, it's just amazing, to be honest.
Here's a couple screenshots of every place where this level doesn't look linear, and it seems like there's two branching pathways that you can take. Now the thing is, these always end up meeting up in the end, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but they seem like they're aesthetically the exact same. Plus, there's only like two options, and it's still fairly linear. I will give it credit. It isn't as linear as I first thought, but after I literally had to go very slowly through this footage to pick up all these extra pathways that you could go through. I only saw 2 or 3 throughout the entire level. In each one, it was just another branching pathway you could go off. They don't go down that pathway in the footage that's been released, so I don't know what's down there. If it's just a secret, or if it just meets up with the other path. Either way, it still looks really bland and like the other pathway, and it seems pretty much exactly the same as the other path. But hey, when Forces comes out, I would love to play the tag team stages and just kind of explore and see really how linear the game is, because we have pretty limited footage right now.
One minor nitpick is that Classic Sonic. People say that Classic Sonic's inclusion in Sonic Forces is like a bad idea, but I'm kind of mixed on it, because I think it would actually benefit the game, because because it has the same physics and Generations and everything, so it's essentially the same gameplay from Generations being brought into Forces, but with the engine that they're using, the Hedgehog Engine 2, we kind of had reason to believe that the Classic Sonic gameplay will obviously be refined and everything, so it won't feel exactly how it feels in Generations. I think it will be a bit more refined. But honestly, I agree with the majority of everyone, is that Classic Sonic doesn't really have a reason to be playable.
Oh, Classic Sonic. You know, you think of all those weird theories that Classic Sonic is the same one from Mania because they make the same pose at the end. You think that would mean that maybe some of Mania would carry into Forces, but no. The level design for the Classic Sonic stage that we've seen so far is blocky. I don't think I saw a single slope. It is not momentum. There's no momentum involved here. They put a booster right in front of a loop-de-loop. That is just terrible level design for anything Classic Sonic related. So I don't think these classic sections are actually Classic Sonic sections. I like to think of them as modern Sonic 2D sections without the boost. But wait, there is kind of a boost. It's the spin dash, which still makes you go super fast. I was not a fan of the Generations 2D sections, and it seems like it was executed way worse here. Now, to be fair, it looks beautiful. It looks really, really good. But I just don't think gameplay-wise it is that great. He says that they're going to expand on the gameplay from Generations, but so far it just seems worse than Generations. It's just so blocky and bland, and there's the occasional platforming, and then there's a long-running segment, and then some more occasional platforming, then a long-running segment, and then maybe an S-tube, and then some more long-running, and then you kill a bunch of enemies, and then there's like a bridge, and then it's the end. That's pretty much it. Now, in this video, he isn't saying that Classic Sonic is good, so I'm not necessarily disagreeing with him here. I'm just going on my own rant.
But honestly, I know how to fix this. And the main thing to do is have the focus on the gameplay be the custom character and just modern Sonic, because that'll be so much better. And you could have classic Sonic. I mean, he can still be playable, but just not as playable as the other characters. The focus being more on modern Sonic and the custom character.
Ah, yes, you want him to be playable, but not as playable as the other characters. Okay, obviously what he was trying to say here, he just kind of got mixed up with his words, I would assume. He was trying to say that he wanted more of the focus to be on the custom hero and modern Sonic and the tag team stages than classic Sonic. But from what I've seen so far, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but from what I've seen so far, it seems like the game's pretty evenly split. Every stage seems about the same length, and it seems like per stage there's 4 things. There's the classic stage, the modern stage, the custom hero stage, and the tag team stage. All of them seem around the same length, so I think that they're kind of putting an emphasis on classic Sonic just as much as the other Sonic and the custom hero. I mean, obviously classic Sonic isn't their focus of this game. It just puzzles me why they put him in here. It just seems so redundant when modern Sonic has linear 2D levels and the custom hero has 2D levels too, and then they just throw in classic Sonic there too. I don't think it's for nostalgia at this point, because they haven't really done any pushing on like marketing for him, but I don't even know.
But yeah, I don't really need to say anything about modern Sonic because of course you guys have seen modern Sonic is just amazing. When I first saw the gameplay for modern Sonic, I felt like how I felt when I first saw the E3 trailer for Sonic Unleashed. And yeah, they're basically refining the modern gameplay, and yeah, it just looks amazing. It looks more polished, more refined than Generations, Colors, and Unleashed. The boost gameplay, it looks brilliant, guys. I don't really have much to say on that. I don't see how it could improve. I guess one minor thing is that you could make them less linear as well, but honestly, for the boost gameplay, it doesn't really matter how long the levels are. As long as the gameplay is fun, is what I'm trying to say, then it won't really matter, to be honest.
Oh, modern Sonic is just amazing, guys. The boost formula at its worst, am I right? I have nothing against the boost formula. I'm not like an adventure enthusiast. I personally like them both. But the boost formula has been executed much better than it was in this trailer that we saw. I think that Modern's boost is really not that good. I feel like the levels are super linear, which he kind of acknowledges in the video, but they're just super linear. I don't think there's any branching pathways. There's a couple of open areas, I guess, but Modern Sonic is, I can pretty much guarantee you, Modern Sonic is going to be mostly 2D, just like in Colors. It's going to be a mostly 2D part of the game with a couple 3D sections. They're just showing off the level that has the most 3D. That's what I'm thinking, at least. That's how it's worked with past games, so I think I have reason to believe that. Alright, so while the game may look aesthetically pleasing, the music is kind of meh. A lot of the lyrics aren't that good, but it's kind of okay. This will definitely not be one of the best Sonic games. It will probably just be kind of a meh. It won't be as bad as some of the previous Sonic games, I can pretty much guarantee you that, because there's actual effort that's being put into this game. I just feel like it's not being implemented properly, and one of the main ideas for Forces, the tag team stage, I feel like it could be done right, but it's not being done right. And it's some good groundwork, but the level design and the gameplay just doesn't seem that fun. It doesn't seem good. And so while this game may have a nice outer shell, I feel like on the inside it's not going to be fun to play. But it is still going to hold up as a kind of decent, okay-ish Sonic game. So while definitely not the worst, and definitely not the best, Sonic Forces is going to be meh. Let me know what you think in the comments. Probably none of you are going to watch this video, because I have fans from me playing Minecraft, not from me talking about Sonic the Hedgehog videos. so this video is probably gonna get way less views than my normal videos do, but yeah. Cool. It's not like I care anyways.